Javi, you're a balm to my eyes. What happened to yours?
A sacrifice for something greater. Is the wolf nearby?
Yes, but he's grown. I have kept him company, but he's consumed by a sadness I cannot understand.
Regrettable, but necessary. I knew from the start this wolf brought ill tidings.
From the start it was a kind creature. But our mistrust and cruelty have robbed the poor wolf of its sweetness and life.
Would it be a kindness to kill it then?
We are past the time for such mercy. This wolf has power now that would test our strengths combined. I fear he is possessed of a power that renders him ever-living.
Then we will offer him a different fate. This cord is unbreakable. You must convince him to wear it. It will act as a leash, whose magic will signal that he is safely secured. An assurance to the Aesir who fear him. A beacon, that is all. No harm will befall the poor Fenrir.
Fenrir, yes. You know the creature's name. Did Loki tell you?
He did. It is a fine name.
Yes. Dweller of the Fens. An apt name for his current fate. Fenrir! A good word has come!
Leave me.
I wish you well, Great Wolf. But a fear still hangs over Asgard. The Aesir worry about your growing size and strength.
Do they now? And what do they have to be afraid of? Old friend.
Javi brings a collar fashioned by the dwarves. A beacon. That we may track from a distance to know where you roam. Wear this, and you may live and thrive in Asgard, without worry.
I smell something sour.
Wear the collar! Or return to Jotunheimer. There's no third way.
Son of Loki, have I not treated you with kindness? We are bonded, you and I. And as I trust my king, so you may trust me. Open your mouth. As a pledge of faith, you may take my hand if I am untrue.
Fair.
Be swift, Javi.
Burns.
Javi?
Lies.
Unbind him! Javi!
Here you stay, Fen Dweller!
Here you die. Deceiver. Brothers will fight one another. Kill one another.
You speak in riddles.
The home of the gods turns red. Red with war. of storms, an age of wolves.
Where did you hear these words of prophecy?
The second great sorrow, when the Havi goes to fight the wolf.
How do you know these things?
I tell myself, each night in the cold and dark, before I sleep, your flesh.
could not strike the killing blow. All my oaths remain unbroken.
Anyone lesser would have succumbed to his hatred.
If I could have done this any other way...
There was no other way, Harvey. All fates are fixed.
Fate, I know. You made a great sacrifice on my behalf.
It was not for you.
Do not think your kindness has made you a new friend, Lord of Imbeciles. I will kill you, all of you, gorging on Aesir flesh.
You may strike the final blow, son of Loki. But I will savor my years of freedom before we meet again. Come, old friend. The healing hands of Freya can help you. Have you come to say what I fear?
Not to say,
but to show.
a vision of the times to come. None living or dead now equal our heavy in arrogance. To believe that you could remake your fate thus.
For all your efforts, for all your struggles, the threads of fate still bind you as tightly as ever.
And yet, from this pattern, a single strand escapes the fray and stubbornly clings to the weave.
Aesir, Vanir, your doom will come. The earth will shake, the sun will die. Jötnar will stalk your streets as fire rains upon your heads. And the great wolf Fenrir will feast upon your blood. But you have found a way to live beyond this terror.
Let it flow.
To cheat your death.
From the life tree we go, to the life tree we shall one day return.
Mind and spirit will surge to a time far beyond your own. To a time in which you shall be reborn.
None may follow. Loki least of all. It is done. Time to face our end.
Eivor, you have awakened. With more to share, I hope.
I returned to Asgard.
And what did you see?
I bound the wolf Fenrir, Loki's son, with an unbreakable cord. The beast was enraged by my actions. We fought, and I prevailed, but I could not kill the beast.
You visit lore and legend. Things I would never have imagined to be real. Parables, yet here you live them as memories.
Every moment there was as tactile and as vital as you and I seated in this hut.
This is wonderful. Was there more?
There was a betrayal. I betrayed my friend Tyr. I stood by as the great wolf mauled him, tearing his arm off at the joint. I could have said something to prevent it, given him a warning. But I did nothing.
How did it feel?
I was unmoved by his pain. Not hateful, but I did not regret my indifference. A swig of poison that drinks like wine.
Selfishness unmeasured often feels this way. What else did you see?
I witnessed a final vision from the Nornir. The coming of Ragnarok. All was fire and ash. A chaos like a foul wind from the depths of Ginnungagap. But we were ready for the coming storm. 8 of us. We drank the mead, then stood and marched to our doom. And that was the end of the Nornir's prophecy.
How curious. Was there more?
I can make sense of no more.
I see. The thrust of these visions seem clear to me. As in your first reverie, a fear of betrayal hangs upon you. Odin has seen fit to gift you with his infinite knowledge, and the treasure of his experience. Perhaps his tale is a warning. The indifference he felt is a great pity. See that you do not follow this same road. To do so would risk a loneliness, a personal exile, worse than death.
I understand. Or I hope I do. Thank you, Valka.
Run up the sail! Strike up a tune. Take the mast down. Stop! catch the wind!
Let's go, Happy King! Then ways by wolves, and take Christ's silver!
Help me out here! hand over here. Good horn! Let's get out of here! Yeah! Yeah! Raise the mast! Sail out! Cut my wolves! Give me a hand with this.
More good Galdian.
Hey! Can't do this alone. A good haul. Let's go. More sail!
If you have a friend. Then should kindly.
Good to see you.
What do you have today? I have to go. See you soon.
You go on, I'll still be here.
Nonsense! It is not that complicated. You do not appreciate the subtleties of a cutting flight. That is why you misunderstand.
Great.
I want to see the Alliance map. What transpires in Gloucestershire?
You may have noticed that Gunnar has disappeared from his forge. He has traveled to Gloucestershire in search of a wife.
A wife?
He is in love.
When did this happen?
When doesn't this happen with our dear lovelorn blacksmith? But there is a bright side. He has asked you to join him.
Join his search for a wife?
And see that he does not make a fool of himself. I believe he thinks that your presence would bolster his image.
All right, I'll be Gunner's keeper, if only to bring him back in one piece.
Very generous of you. Make for the town of Gloucester. You will find him there.
why you misunderstand.
Be my eyes, Sunan.
You do not appreciate the subtleties of a cutting flight. That is why you misunderstand.
Show me what lies ahead.
You do not appreciate the subtleties of a cutting flight. That is why you misunderstand.
Sunan.
Admitted, Alvis. I am the superior wordsmith.
Admit to a falsehood?
You are a good boy.
Eivor, have you seen Wallace?
Your baker is done, Tobin. And our feasting table will be warmer for it.
Eivor, that is kind of you. I hope one day I can repay you.
You are among friends here. There's no need.
No need, but a desire. An earnest one. I remember the good things people do for me. To warm my heart in times when kindnesses are few and far between. There was one more thing, though, if you had a moment. A grain merchant has set up downriver. I want to bring a half-dozen bags home, but I would need an extra pair of hands.
I can lend a hand.
That's a relief. I did not fancy asking Holger.
Tarbin, what brought you to our clan?
Your reputation. Heard folks say a band of hard-drinking, battle-scarred warriors had washed up on shore. Said you had settled in the center of Mercia, taking in whatever flotsam, jetsam, and jumble of misfits came to your docks.
And this appealed to you?
More than anything. Always been a bit of a drifter. The thought of settling in a rowdy camp felt like a good balance. And being a baker, I knew my services would not be sniffed at.
I did not take you for a baker when we met. You have the look of someone who swings an axe.
I do hear that a lot.
But baking is your only craft, is that right?
I have always enjoyed it. And I have always been good at it. But when I'm not able to find such work, I take odd jobs where I can. So long as I can work with my hands.
Well, we have that in common.
A question, Eivor. You're a warrior, a fighter. That much I know. But if you could stop fighting, what would you do?
You asked the wrong question. I can stop fighting, but to do so would be to deny the essence of who I am. I think you mean, if I had to stop fighting, what would I become?
No, you've given me the answer I wanted. It's good you found what calls you. A rare and happy thing.
Yes, I see you both. What can I... It's you. What are you doing in Mercia?
Collecting grain. 30 silver's worth if you can spare it. I do have the coin.
Right. Well... take what you need and get going.
That should cover it. Thank you kindly.
Of course. And you take good care of yourself. Yeah?
Is that your usual vendor? He seemed a little surprised to see you.
Did he? Well, could be he knows somebody who looks like me. There's no shortage of big bearded men around here, yeah?
I suppose not. About your question earlier, what would I do if I weren't a warrior? I would ask the same of you. Is baking bread your greatest wish?
Is there something wrong with wanting to bake bread? The Romans baked bread. The Egyptians baked bread.
It is a fine trade, but is it your calling?
It is my calling to feed people, I'd say. To be of service to those I care for, and who care for me. That brings me joy.
Put that way, it is a noble pursuit.
I don't know that it's noble. It is simply what gets me up in the morning. It gives me purpose for the rest of my day.
Need help with your grain?
No need, no need. I'll do the rest myself. Bring it in and put it where I like.
All right. It was good to speak with you, Tobin. A welcome diversion.
You too, Eivor. Thank you for your help.
Show me. Go, my eyes.
Admit to a falsehood? I would sooner square a circle.
The Wolfka! So glad to see you.
You really think flighting can compare to sagas, to true poetry?
Compare? I think it conquers it. It is quick, clever, accessible to all. It is the art of the masses.
Admit it, Alvis. I am the superior wordsmith.
Admit to a falsehood? I would sooner square a circle.
Nonsense! It is not that complicated.
You do not appreciate the subtleties of a cutting flight. That is why you misunderstand.
Thor lends me strength.
these old worlds, I used to lie down and pray that the leaves would cover me. That I could drag them over me like a blanket and join Cernunos in a bed of leaves. Took me in, stranger, with a song.
The sound of Odin stomping on your bones is the only song you'll hear.
That's right. Always keep the legs closed.
That's the one! Kill!
There you are, Gunnar. And with a smile like I haven't seen in some time. Bait me. Be my eyes.
Go on. Try it yourself. Eivor. Come. Stand here and look out over the fjords. Hold my hand. There you go.
I've never been so high.
Your father brought me here long ago, when we were just 19 winters. Together we stacked stones into cairns.
These?
Yes. Think of this as a test of mind and wit. Stack the cairn stones high and wide into any shape you like.
How do I win?
You win by playing. And a quiet mind is your reward. Let the air and nature's beauty soothe you.
Let's see.
Eivor, thought I smelt you on the wind.
Gunnar, with the speed you left home, I thought you've been carried off by Valkyries.
I have. This Valkyrie right here, Bridget, my own heart's root. Meet Eivor.
It takes a rare woman to nail down our Gunnar.
Lavendine da, with my Zigwili.
Good to meet you as well. How did you find a woman in these backwoods?
She came through the settlement selling runes, outshone every stone in her satchel. She offered me a trade, a rune for a brooch I was making. I got a better deal, but she loves the ugly little thing.
Have you a family, Bridget?
Nath Mom and Dad carried Evan Gillard and Anon. Conan helped druise me.
Bridget Manpower, the last high priestess and elderman. They since passed on, but the current elderman looks out for her.
I should like to meet this elderman of yours, if our kinfolk are to be joined.
A union forged in love. Come, we go find him. Oh, and don't blame me if he's heard a tale or two about you. What about it, Bridge?
Dim Jolch. You two bags of air sich o gwmpas gilydd. That Eivor gal clis llawn.
Right, no daylight to waste then, huh?
So the elderman may have heard a tale or two about my exploits.
Not all from me. Your name will be on the lips of every skald for years to come.
And the Mercians here are not unsettled by lurking Vikinger?
They come from all over to celebrate Samhain. Most are too busy with the festivities to pay us mind.
Samhain? Is that what these carved roots are for? This tradition?
Aye. Faces cut into lanterns to ward off evil spirits and guide children home.
They have a haunted look about them. Let us bring a few back.
There is the elderman. Kunan!
A good leader, seeing to his people's needs. Let us join hands when his task is done.
Yeah. Then let's introduce you to Tevdur. Hands as clammy as a dead haddock, but his heart is in the right place. And he'll be elderman after Kunan. Tevdur, this is Eivor, my chieftain.
Ah, yes. The way Gunnar speaks, I expected,
Me to ride in on a winged horse, cure the sick, the blind. His compliments are as blunt as his hammer.
Ah, more pagans crowding our table. Just lovely. Well, what brings you here?
Have I wronged you? I'm here only for the wedding. Where I come from, we do not poison the well of friendship so swiftly.
And what has Dane friendship done for Christian Mercia? Unseated godright kings for puppet rulers?
So-called puppet kings keep your lands safe and your bellies full. I ask no thanks. Only hospitality.
apples! Eivor, wait until you try the cider. You like cider, eh? Tevder? Cider?
Ah, you must be Eivor. Tevder, I see you've welcomed our honored guest. Come just in time for my last Samhain.
At your behest. We welcome all pagans set upon God's own Gloucester.
Tevder, as your harvest king, I demand that you remove the turnip from your arse and be merry. So you've come to meet the family before you whisk my Bridget away to her life as a smithy's bride.
We're honored to have her join the Raven clan, but your lush landscape will be hard to match.
I must give away girl and land in this misty season, but Gunnar is a good man, and he speaks tirelessly of you.
If you will excuse me, I have matters to attend to.
Ah, yes, the shrine. And with so many thieves and fangs on the path, a fellow may fall in God's service.
Kunon, I do not need a heathen escort.
Youth cut down in its prime, without even the memory of warm thighs and cider to sustain him in the afterlife.
Then, by my honor, I shall not rest until I return him to you safely. Aye, Tefter?
I see I am outmatched. Though a Dane joining in praise to Saint Kenhelm, God will weep.
My lady love calls, Eivor. Oh, if you'd like to join us later, we're going hoodening this eve.
Go, may you have a fire-forged friendship. Watch for fairies, fenfolk, and fiends. I have a hand fastening to oversee, an apprenticeship to officiate, and a pig to slaughter.
Well, shall we then?
Samhain. Kunon humors these pagans too much. It is the first thing gone when I am elder. Fires and magic, spirits in the air. Gloucestershire has strayed from God's light.
People need carousing, especially before the winter frost. A festival brings warmth and cheer.
God's light does not dim as the nights chill, but the winters are harder on the children. Seeing them run around.
It lightens the heart. Are there priests in your lands? I've met a few, liked even fewer.
The profane has gone unchallenged here. I alone am the Reformation. They are a flock in need of my shepherding.
And how will you lead this great renewal?
They will fill the church's pews, and we will thank him for all the gifts he brings. Not false idols of wood and clay.
And yet, are we not going to pray at the idol of another? Is this Saint Kenhelm your god?
No, and we do not call him such. He is simply closer to the Lord's ear. Low in a mead of kine under a thorn, lieth poor Kenhelm, king-born. Is this land not beautiful, Eivor?
Aye.
Look, the path is untouched by danger, so your company is not needed.
You are a kinder man than the mask you wear. But you won't be rid of me. I will keep my word to Kunon for your safe return. I don't understand this Christian praying. I thank Odin while standing. Why get your knees dirty?
To humble ourselves before God. Besides, I've dirtied my knees doing worse.
That sounds like a tale I'd like to lend my ear to.
Please, Eivor, I must pray.
Should I watch or turn my back?
Oh Lord, gift upon this lowly servant your greatest gift. Patience.
I will not have to interrupt your prayer to protect you, Tefter.
And yet you insist on doing so. What is it you are looking at? A hare?
Tefter, get to safety. Find somewhere to hide.
Where did they come from? That was close. Eivor, thank you for saving my life.
It's good I was here to protect you. Maybe Cunan has the eyes of prophecy.
Splood, cloven-hoofed and sent by Lucifer himself. This land must be returned to God's grace.
More likely the shrine is in their territory.
Lord, we thank thee for your protection.
It's not safe here.
Give me my moment's prayer, Eivor. I ask only this.
We should return to Gloucester. Unless you'd like to thank the little martyr here for tonight's feast.
I'm not a babe in the woods in need of constant guard. Go on without me.
I gave Cunan...
Yes, your word. And when I see him, I will say you protected me from being skewered upon those devil's tusks. Oh, and Eivor, I owe you a drink at least. Later, if you'd have one. Find me at the festivities.
Eivor, there you are.
Here I am.
So, what adventures did you find in my absence?
Escorted Tefter to the shrine of some Christian saint. Our path was not peaceful. We were accosted by a group of boars.
Odd, but path na usually safe. To the Grievo.
But you saved his hide. I bet it was quite the sight, two of you as a pair.
I kept my word to Cunan, and that spatcock Tefter lives.
Restraint, Eivor? I was half expecting you to wallop the lad around the head and ass.
I've bridged hands with most of England, Gunnar. And I've held my temper around worse than Tefter. I need a drink.
Try the cider. It's from last year's apple harvest. Skull.
Skull. So, you invited me to a hoodening. What mischief is this?
Ni gwisgal an fel ysbrydon and creatures of the Vale. The bag for treats.
Gloucester gives their glut to otherworldly visitors, and if you dress as one, you'll get that bounty yourself.
Freely given? Huh. I've only seen such a thing done at feasts.
Then we turn you into a beastie and have you roam the hills, praying for sweets and drink.
It's hardly a disguise. Just a cloak and some bones.
Nonsense. You are the very spirit of the Mary Louved. Now, let's hooden. Become the Mary Louved, the spirit who sings for cake and ale. And you cannot have your cloak back until...
Gunnar. Trick or treat!
What business have you? Oh, the Mary Louid. Right. We're doing cakes instead of beer this year. Samhain night and the moon is high. Mary Louid haunts my door.
Give me sweets and candied treats, the kind I most adore.
Here then. Sweets for the Mari Luid. You've earned it.
Are you playing the role of trickster spirit?
Can trickster spirits see? The eye holes in this mask are terrible.
All it takes is a mask and some sweet cakes to turn you into a gentle skull.
I am not going to sing, Gunnar. Are you ready to rhyme with me?
Down the road from my abode, there is an open vale.
I've been here knocking and the walking. Now give me cake and ale.
Brilliant, that is!
Lads getting into their cups, scaring the wee ones.
Good.
Oh, thank the gods. We've been waiting for children all night to empty our stores so we can go to the party. Have some extra.
Look at these cakes. Sweet as honey, Gunnar. You should see this. Gunnar. My cakes. What do you see, Sunan? Gunnar!
You are either fearless or stupid, boy, to speak to someone of the Raven clan this way.
Fitting name for scavengers. Winged rats taking what isn't yours.
I'll pick out your eyes and feed them to your god.
Gunnar, we are guests here. Let him go. We can hood him more. You seem to want your nose broken, so let me oblige.
Christ, him tall.
It's you lot we should be burning alive!
Are you sure you don't want to stay in Gloucester?
They know how to have fun.
Gunnar!
Enough! Keep your brawls to the other side of the river. There's children about.
I don't answer to you, witch.
Thomas Fletcher, I brought you into this world, wiped your mother's birth blood from your face. Mind your tongue. Let's see that leg, then.
It's nothing.
Careful with the old man. He's had many winters' worth of wounds.
Tilukis. Modron's a gumpas to patch this lad.
Will he walk again?
The gash is deep. If I cannot save the leg, the pigs will eat well tonight.
That man called you a witch.
I lead those who follow the old ways in Gloucestershire, but I offer my healing services on both sides of the river. Gweneth, my love, go back to the house and bring me the garlic salve.
And the worms? Are we cleaning or cutting, Mother?
Yes, grab the worms just to be safe. Now go, child. I promise not to cut it off before you return.
Give me strength.
My modern is known am a humor towel gadran.
I'm glad you all finding my mortal injury so funny. Go, Eivor. Make Marion try to loosen Tevder's shoulders.
Modron, you don't have to save his leg. I will understand.
That limb will be fine. But no medicine in England will stop the dribble from his mouth. I do not work miracles.
Je fijnet sweer Verduna.
With bitter ale and sweet friends, that is a fine way to end the day.
Eivor, there you are.
Tefter.
You're well met. Gwilym here has challenged my honor in a contest of drinks.
Join us. The lab will be easy pickings.
Give me a cup.
Some ale, then.
One for me as well.
For shaveling of the Christ Lord, you have a lot of scars, Gwilym.
Not every tonsured man is a wet-eared Abbey, babe. I came to God after I had scarred my soul with sin.
To holy hearths and humid eyes, it is the best drunkenness returns a man to royal reason. Skull! Rulemonger! Too strong for you.
Good effort, Tefder. This merriment feeds my soul. Here, another drink on me for allies new and old.
Of all the Ealdormen I've met, you're the most unburdened. What is your secret?
None. It is well known. The burdens I carry will soon leave this world with me. So drink to my life and death.
Death?
I am to be sacrificed in the Wicker Man as king of the harvest. Like Elderman Simkin before me and all before him.
Horrible barbaric practice. A burnt offering after poor crops. They hope well-fed gods will smile upon them.
A true father sacrifices himself for his people. Gives his all, his blood and flesh. A great honor, but a sad fate.
When you speak these words, it reminds me of the Christ.
Aye, lad. Now you can see how a man like myself sees the value in both.
A toast, then. To Ealdorman Coonan, joyous and generous. Let each man show him loyalty until he suffers death.
My friends, you are kind to me. I'd like to toast my successor, Tevder. May he wear the horns head high.
Weak. What is this? Water? I feel like Thor chugging oceans. No effect to my head or step.
You heard the man. Give him something stronger. This'll work faster than any tonic.
Good. Give me visions of all creatures that roam these hills, and the sorehead tomorrow to pay for it.
Wow, that tastes awful. It feels good, though. Eivor, speak true. My feelings be damned. I have been an arse, do not deny it. And I, for that, I am sorry.
A colossal horse's arse, yes.
Soft words from the heartless heathen.
Only fiercer than fire among ill friends. I can be very as nice as a spring gale.
And how nice is that?
Tefter, with Gunnar and Bridget's marriage, our clans will unite. But we could join by oath as well.
Oh, yes. My first ally as Ealdorman. I accept. We shall make an oath. How do we start?
Yeah! The greatest oath, and the greatest union. To the oath!
The treaty! The greatest! Shh. People are sleeping. More ale to seal our friendship? This way. Look out for the black sow.
Sow? Like pig?
Flaming pig. Chases you home at night. Silly words to scare silly children.
You see magic as the stuff of children's dreams.
Perhaps I judge too much. Truths I half believe. Foolishness sometimes takes my tongue. I have to piss.
A great blackness chases stars across the sky in great whirls of color and light. Whoosh!
Here we are. Right inside here.
Tefter! 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 Where are you? Hell's breath. What happened last night? And the effects of that draft still cling.
Yep.
You here? Tefta's bodyguard. Killed by knife. His part has been broken, and it's covered in blood. A weapon, maybe. Blood. Could be Tefta's, if he was the heavy thing being dragged.
This god's...
Muddy footprints. Someone was hiding back here.
Open this door! Come out of there!
My friend. Willem's pouch. I wonder if it still has his little something stronger. But why is it here? Better hold on to it. So... what does this lead to? The murderers hid here, lying in wait while we approached outside. They jumped from the shadows to kill the bodyguards. And to disable Tefta. Then they dragged him away. That accounts for everything. Except Willem's pouch of herbs. I'm still unbalanced by Willem's special something. Maybe Mother Modron will know the content.
What is the meaning of this? Blood soaking our soil, and your weapon coated in the same.
Kunin, please. More has happened here than you can see. Give me a right to parley my innocence.
I should have heeded Tevder's misgivings about heathen party guests, and now he has paid with his life. With Tevder gone, Gloucester will be without an elderman. Eye for an eye. Your Raven clan will lose their chieftain.
Get the murderer!
Best raise my hood here. Hands tacky with old blood from the new king. It would be best to lie low.
Business.
Zunin, guide me. There's Modron up ahead.
Hello again.
Mother, it's the friend of the mangled leg man.
Eivor, you remember?
Indeed. It's a surprise to see you. Is everything quite all right?
No, it's not. I awoke in Tefter's wrecked home. Blood, but no body. Kunin's men are after me for the lad's murder.
Uh-oh. Did you stab him? Mother, can I see?
Blood, but no body? We must see what has happened to him.
Do you recognize the contents of this pouch?
A very unusual blend. There is a druid who uses this mix to aid sleep.
A monk called Gwillem poured some of it into my drink last night. The effects were intense.
Search the houses! Can't have gotten far!
They're coming for you. If they know I've aided you, it'll be my head next.
Can you...
I've seen nothing and no one.
Mother, if the stranger wants more of the herbs, they can talk to the druid Hallywin.
Yes. Hallywin's cabin is on a lake, near where the Cherwell and Great Ouse rivers meet. But he is a strange fish. Rarely does he speak to mortals, preferring the company of spirits. Now, I've business at Rollindrich. Find me there later.
Condemnabitur inconvenientis. Leon knew.
Let the sail out! sail!
Survey. That must be the home of the druid. The fellow's land is peopled by men of straw.
Mortal be God, I am summoning a spirit of the woods, and it speaks to no one else.
Just as Modron said. Maybe I should disguise myself.
Spirit, you have finally come. Days ago, a passing cloud foretold your arrival with droplets of sun-scented rain. But what form of being are you beneath this guise of horse and bone? From the realm of the Fae? I know you cannot say. I press no more. Whatever you be, now you are here, the ritual may begin. Oh, but the men of straw must announce you with sparks. Ignite the sky to begin anew, here at the death of the season. Until then, I await you, giving thanks in the glen.
Aelwyn said that the Wickermen must announce me with fire. Perhaps I should set them ablaze.
A Wickerman speaks. Now let them speak in chorus. Let there be cacophony! One more! One more! They roar! Do you hear them? A chorus of fire!
That should be the last one.
Speak to me, O wind!
I've come to ask you a single question.
Something about your demeanor and your physical manifestation now gives me pause. Are you truly a spirit of light?
I am a spirit as any other.
Then prove it. You must know the depths of the world's mysteries before I will help you. Tell me the proper use of charms.
Very well. Ask your riddles.
Which charm is it that gives speech to the dead?
Which charm is it that gives speech to the dead?
Give me a measure of time.
Are you a spirit of darkness? If it be not so, come back and try anew.
What are these things he's asking me? There must be trinkets around his house that will help. Stretch your wings. The last one. Back to the druid. A hangman's noose, a knife, and the vile smells of poison. 3 ways to kill someone. This dagger is placed upside down. Their mouths are open, like they've been screaming secrets. Two ladles carved from a single branch. The grooves match. I need your eyes, my friend. This symbol is one I've seen carved into shields and headstones. What see you, old friend?
Speak to me, O wind. Have you found yourself? If you are a spirit of light, answer me this. Which charm is it that gives speech to the dead?
The Skull Soul's charm summons voices from Death's realm.
In such fashion I speak to druids long dead. But of course you, a spirit, would know that. Which charm summons aid for maidens?
Give me a measure of time.
Are you a spirit of darkness? If it be not so, come back and try anew.
A hangman's noose, a knife, and the vile smells of poison. 3 ways to kill someone. This dagger is placed upside down. Their mouths are open, like they've been screaming secrets. This symbol is one I've seen carved into shields and headstones. Two ladles carved from a single branch. The grooves match.
Speak to me, O wind. Have you found...
Give me a measure of time.
Are you a spirit of darkness? If it be not so, come back and try anew.
Go. The statue of a woman, Sabrina, watches me from the water below. May not speak to Eivor, but perhaps he will speak to the spirit of the Mary Luid.
Speak to me, O wind. Have you found...
Maidens in peril are protected by Sabrina after 7.
Sabrina the Water Nymph, yes. Tell me, O being of air and light, which is the charm you would use to leave the past behind?
The Adame dagger cuts our ties with the past.
The upturned blade. Things can be reversed. You know this charm. You are a spirit of light. Mabon be praised. Would you like some bread and cream?
No, just the answer to your question. This herb pouch made its way to Gloucester in the hands of a strange man. Do you know it?
Aye. A mix to help him sleep. I filled this very pouch. And over a dandelion wine, he spoke fondly of his home, Cúthládrin.
Cúthládrin? Very well. I thank you, Haelwyn, but this spirit has others to visit this harvest moon.
Go with the wind and leaves, good friend of the hills.
Cúthládrin. Strange name. Meanwhile, Modron awaits me at the stones nearby. What do you see? I can see Modron ahead. How far has the search for me stretched?
Far enough to say it's best you stick to the countryside and wear that disguise. But Tefter's body has not been found as yet.
That night was full of drink and merriment. I do not remember much, but I had no quarrel with Thefter.
A sorry tale. Did you learn anything from Halewin?
He gave some herbs to a man from Cuth Lodren, name of Gwylim. He was drinking with Tefter and myself.
Cuth Lodren is the Welsh